sun, the war's not over, the dawn's not that far away. Hop back on the saddle soon, you soulless soldier. The dark can consume your brain. All we ever wanted was a little air to breathe, but all we got are ashes of our old memories. They can try to take me down, but they can't take me to my knees. No, you'll never take me. Not my choice, but it's my blood to bleed. I'm fading. Heed the words I say to you before I will fade away. I need to know what you can do. Show them the only way. All we ever wanted was a little air to breathe, but all we got are ashes of our old memories. They can try to take me down, but they can't take me to my knees. No, you'll never take me. Not my choice, but it's my blood to bleed. I'm fading. Good morning, I woke up feeling bruised again. I can't find where the blues on my skin. Your eyes, they're a wide open plain of disdain for all of the colors I paint on gray. Your words I hear loud and clear, mine unheard. You won't leave me to silence if I want.
Hello, hello, and welcome to Amethyst Racing. Today, we're in Mexico. After racing in Texas, we're now in Mexico. So we've gone south of the border as we get ready for some fast straights and tricky, tight corners. Today it's me, Martin, and I'm joined by me, Martin. I don't like that. Where is my leaderboard? It is fluke charting, and for some reason I don't have a board again. One moment, I'm gonna just try and fix that. It's on. Why you no work? I'm worrying about why my overlay isn't working. Why are people leaving the session? Yeah, the overlay is being... Oh, I know why. I think. I know why. It's me. It's me. It was I. As Nick Mangano invalidates his first lap. And we look to see who could next be on our lap. Nick reserving in Tier 1 for the AlphaTauri as Byland has received a race ban for becoming weaponized. I heard he spent a week in Russia and they turned him into a nuclear weapon. Meanwhile, who is the next car on a lap? I think it might be a Haas of... Trainmakers? It's not Shrain. It is Nick Mangano, Narco Mangano. Oh, great. Both the Manganos are here once again. This is going to be a pain. It is going to be Shrain. No, it's not going to be Trainmakers. Maybe Anthony's on a lap? I don't know. Everyone's invalidating. Oh, Van Tende. Van Tende sets the first lap. If the boys are smart, there's 15 of them. Do your lap and retire. We can go straight into Q2. As long as everyone just sets a lap and retires, we Gucci. Van Dyke asleep. He didn't even escape the ready check. He just did. So currently, we have Van Basten. Great. Both the Alpines are Van. And both the Alpines... Oh, this is such pain. Casper's on a lap. Nidam, who's transferred from Haas. Nidam has transferred from Haas to Ferrari. I might have to. Hello there, Owen Beck official. As Anthony flies on the intermediates. Fastest intermediate runner. I'm waiting for the drivers to realise there's 15 of them. And to get into Q2, you have to finish inside the top 15. Yeah, currently, it is an Alpine Uno Dos. Let me have a look. So, finally, people are realising they don't have to do another lap. Also, it's a little bit overcast. It is just a tad overcast. As who is yet... Wait a minute, wait. No. Nick did not. Nick Mangano retired without setting a time. I don't know, Nick might be out, you know. If the game registers him as not setting a time, he might have just taken the L of the season. And I'm washed. We was about to have a Mangano off. No. What are the Alpines doing? They're out on new softs, but what is going on? No, they're on news. They're not on new. All Debeck has to do is keep it between the white lines. He doesn't have to go fast on softs. Just keep it in between them two white lines. There's an Aston Martin going very slow. My guy! Why? We will it wasn't even on exit or mid corner. It was on entry of the corner. My dude. Just you don't even have to be fast. Just keep it between the light white lines, right? The Alpines, fine. Go out on used softs. The Alpines are gonna have to put some face paint on when they realise that they didn't have to go out on softs in Q1. Right, here we go. Van Basten beats off his teammate. Oh my god, my dude. It's Q1. Just put it between the white lines and you're fine. Maybe. But if Van Dijk can set a time here, Nick Mangano takes the biggest L. No one told me his name was Simon. He's still saved as Sven. Simon, if you're listening, all you have to do is keep it between the white lines. The Beck. Let's ride on board with the Beck here. The Beck. On softs. All you have to do is keep it between the white lines. So all you gotta do, you don't even have to be fast. Just don't invalidate. Oh my god. You can spin, just don't invalidate. This is his outlap, it's fine. It's fine. Come on. Just... between the white lines, my dude. You don't need to like push it to the limits. Just between the white lines. Have you finished sector 1? You go, he's 500, 600 down. Sector 2. Gets a bit of a snap on exit, but still hasn't invalidated. Come on. Oh my god. Oh! And he's crossed the line. All Sven has to do is not invalidate. And by Sven, I mean Simon. How did Nick... Why did Nick not set it that time? I have so many questions. One final corner. Why are the Alpines out on track again? And Simon Van Dijk kept it between the white lines. Why are the Alpines on track? Please don't be fresh tyres. Okay. Okay, okay. I am lost for words from this Q1. Nick Mangano has taken the biggest L. There's some pretty big L's been taken this season. But But yes, he retired before setting a lap time. I'm so confused. Just please retire, I beg. I beg. There is no need to continue. Van Loon, what are your boys doing? Oh! How was there no damage? That was suffering. That Q1 was suffering. But do you know who took a big L? My man at the bottom of the board here who didn't set a time. Nick Mangano. You won in Monza. What happened, bruv? You had to set a time, Nick. You had to set a lap time. You didn't even set a lap time, lad. Nick. As here we go, we're going to get ready for Q2. This is probably going to be the hardest race to commentate all season. Because we have Van, Man. Baku was just soul sucking. Here we have Myron Pill on his outlap, leading the train. Baku is an amazing track for real life, but when your car costs £60, people aren't going to care about racing cleanly around a track like that. Myron, though, starting us off. On fresh softs. What can Myron Pill do? Coming up to turn 4 now, 4 Pill. Will we expect to see some Thomas Ronhart-esque stuff into turn 5? Where someone's just going to drive into you and try and put you in the wall? No, not cheating. I mean, who's that guy with the really loose red hair? Like, it's really thinning. But Marvin Hill now coming through the stadium section. If he was Mexican, he'd be getting cheered on all the way. But he's not Mexican. And Marvin Hill sets the first lap of Q2. And it's relatively fast. Currently, there's a very slow Lund. Possibly with damage. As meanwhile, Van Zende goes P2. But Noah Smith goes P2. Right now, Hill still with the fastest time. Fox Johnson has decided to use the intermediates. As Shrainmakers is about to start his lap on inters. Meanwhile, I've got something I need to run downstairs. I'll be 2 seconds, ladies and gentlemen, and I'll get a drink because I can sense you evil people are going to pop some hydrates. Have returned. What have I missed? Shrainmakers going P9 as Peter has gone full wet. I'm well off the pace. There's a yellow flag for a Ferrari. Is that Nidam? No, it was Casper's. Casper's on softs, about to start his lap. Wesley Caspers, who has been competing with Alex Fox Johnson for that top spec all season long. What can he do here in Mexico? Oh, a little bit of curb there. We could have offset with the car slightly. Great, the engine sound buzzes back. Lovely. Now coming through Sector 2. Is a purple Sector 1 no for Caspers. He rides these curbs. Through now into the stadium section. Moving out of his way. And Wesley Casper, someone has bested his Sector 1 though, meanwhile. Casper's drive towards the line of 1:15.2, goes 6 tenths faster than Anthony in P2. But DeBeck, the man who couldn't keep it between the line, I think is invalidated. Who else is on our lap? Peter is on an out lap. And DeBeck spins. The Beck has had a spin as currently it's a Ferrari 1-2 with Schneidam backing up 5 tenths off the pace, mind you. And De Beck has gone slower than Lund. Lund who's on medium tyres. No way he did that lap on mediums. Who is on a lap? Fox Johnson's on inters again. Van Tende. No. Van Basten is on an out lap. Peter is on a lap. Right, about to start a lap. I'm not going to watch Fox Johnson. He's on intermediates to clean up the tear trail that he's going to be leaving. As Casper's feels like that one lap time is good enough, and 5 attempts to the next car, I wouldn't be surprised. And the grease from the food that he eats. Welcome, hello back, I'm Luke. Shut up, Jeff. I'm trying to think who we want to be watching here. I think Noah Smith currently seems to be improving. As someone's gone off. Smith goes P3, beating out his teammate. And it was Rico Van Basten who had a moment. Meanwhile, Peter, P14, coming into the stadium now. With only one corner left to go, what can the fat child do? And it's only P2. 3 and a bit off. Oh, fuck. I just called Peter fat. Oh no. Oh no, I'm so sorry, Peter. You're not a fat child at all. Currently though, the driver's going out is Van Basten, Van Tende, Fat Johnson, Schrainmakers, and Van Dyke. But Van Dyke here, who is on a lap. It is green 1 and 2. Gets a big snap there, coming out of the stadium. Peter is cutting the track. Great. Oh, Peter, why are you doing this to me? And Van Dyke goes only P11 for Van Dyke. So still in the danger zone currently. Marco Mangano reserving in the Haas is going to be going through. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. I dropped a knife on my foot. Why are there EU flags waving in Mexico? That is a very good question. As who is on a lap? I think not that van, but this van might be about to be starting his. As the chubby child will need to get out on the track. There's a few drivers that will, as Schrainmakers has put it P7. Both Williams, though, thinking it might be safe. This could be a dangerous game from both Anthony and Smith. As here we have Van Zende looking to improve, looking to get into Q3 in that Alpine. The blue and pink car What can he do? He has improved through Sector 1. As he's now going to come through the technical S's. They call them the SAs. With only a final few corners to go, this tricky left-hander can be where you can make or break a lap time. But Van Zende doesn't improve, and I don't think he's going to have enough ERS for another lap. Next up on a lap is going to be, is it the Beck? That is the end of Van Zende. Marco starting a lap? Yeah, Marco starting a lap. As it looks like he's going to get a tow from his teammate in Shrainmakers. Rico van Basten unable to improve, remains P14. Van Dijk starting his lap, but the Fat Child is on a lap. Currently going to be eliminated here. Coming through the essays now. Alex knows all about the essays. He's almost 2 attempts off through after Sector 2. He's going to have to keep it between the white lines though if he wants to make sure that this lap doesn't get counted out. I think he'd be out here otherwise. As he rounds the final corner, Alex Fox Johnson. P2 once again, a 10th off. And then it's going to be Myron Pill. Myron Pill remains P7. Now it's going to be De Beck, currently eliminated. What a surprise, he's invalidated his lap. So De Beck doesn't improve. What can Marco do? Marco remains out. Next up is going to be Lund. Lund is invalidated. So it's going to be on Van Dijk's shoulders. Can Van Dijk find it? I don't know which van that was. Both the vans are in. Both Van Basten and Van Dijk. Van Dijk eliminates his teammate. Frensky out. Lund. Leo Lund out. Invalidating. Leo Lund invalidating his lap. Costing him a shot in Q3. That is a fat loss to have. But Casper's rounds out, finishes top. Casper's used to finishing with top. Simon knocking out his teammate. We might be seeing some helmets being thrown in the McLaren garage. Flinsky chose not to do another lap. Gonna be angry at that one. As we're gonna get ready for the next qualifying, and now it's the final shootout. Still a little overcast. I'm trying to add some Drive to Survive levels of vibes with the helmet throwing. So here we have, there's 2 Williams, 2 Mercedes, 2 Ferraris, an Aston Martin, a Haas, a McLaren, and an Alpine. Who do you think is going to put it P1? Is Casper's going to remain dominant in qualifying? Is Fox Johnson going to get that extra downforce with his weight to put it on top step? Or is it going to be his undoing? Or is Nidam going to show up in that Ferrari and outscore and outclass his teammate here today? Or can Myron Pill keep the charge on in his chance to keep his Drivers' Championship alive? Currently, both Ferraris choosing not to go out. It's a weird choice. Let's see if this one pays off. But it will be Albina Anthony leading us off. I don't think I've ever shared a word with this man. He's a quiet individual. Likes to let his talking on the track. He's had a solid season for Williams. I've also noticed Nielsen isn't here today. P2. But here we have Anthony starting off as Caspers is going to be in front. The only NPCs I know of is Matthias Rasmussen and Martin Camberthorpe. But meanwhile, Anthony comes onto the first DRS straight, now a second DRS straight. Gets past Caspers. Currently the fastest car on the track, the first one to complete Sector 1. Will anyone be able to best him? As we come through the tricky Sector 2 of the essays. We might see a little bit of spins here. Possibly a DNF. You never know. A little small snap there for Anthony. But Anthony seems to be really putting down the pace now. Comes through the tricky Sector 3. Right on the limits of that corner. Rounds this long right-hander. And it's a 15.5 to start off. Myron Pill next. Myron Pill only goes P2. Next up is going to be Smith. Smith unable to find time behind Myron Pill at the moment. Next is going to be the Haas. It can only be Schrainmakers, but Schrainmakers has invalidated. So it will now be Peters. Peters is invalidated, so it's going to be a Fat Child. The Fat Child now goes P1. And the other cars have invalidated. Has Van Ente been able to keep it? No, Van Ente is also invalidated. So now it will be Caspers, who's invalidated. So now it'll be Nidam, who is yet to invalidate. The boy is really struggling to keep it between the line. Right on the limits there, I thought we was about to see another invalidation. Invalidation, life is your creation. Come on, Barbie, let's go party. Oh my god, oh my, oh my. Nidam would have lost a bit of time running that wide. 4 tenths down currently on the Fat Child. As he's going to round the final corner. It's P4 for Nidam. Caspers looks to be setting another lap. Having a drag race with a Mercedes. The Mercedes choosing not to drag race. Can Caspers this time keep it in between the lines? That's all you got to do in Mexico. Is keep it between the lines. And your the first step is there of setting a good qualifying lap. As meanwhile Van Zende only P6. 6 tenths off the Fat Child. Casper's now rounding through Sector 2. This is probably where most of the time can be gained and lost. As he swings through the essays. And then onto that DRS straight he'll come. Currently only green sectors 1 and 2. A little bit off the time of the Fox Johnson. What can Caspers do? Rounding the final corner now. Caspers goes fastest. Finds a monster amount of time in that final sector. And next on lap is going to be Peter. He decided to go fresh for this. Can he keep it between the lines though? Oh, I am so tired today. Oh. Peter though now rounding turns 7 and 8. I think. But anyway. Now gets that DRS lap open. A few more corners for Peter to do. He's only green 1 and 2. What can Peter do? He's got to find some time from somewhere. And Peter's going to put it. P2 for Peter goes faster. As Anthony puts it P4. The front three separated by less than a tenth. Peter 100th off. Having an aneurysm for a second. As we're now going to see everyone come into the pits. Other than Van Dijk. And Van Dijk and Schreemakers are going to be racing to get into the pits again. For another lap. Van Dijk now comes into turn 1. Rounding through turn 2. Oh. Anthony started his lap. Oh, okay. I thought he went P4. I'm going to be honest, I'm exhausted after work today, okay? Very, very tired. Anthony now rounding the final corner. Didn't have a good sector 1, but he's up on sector 2. And he goes ahead of the fat child. 17 thousandths separate the top 3. It is extremely tight. Last time I saw something this tight, it was a fresh elastic band. Oh, but meanwhile, a lot of the drivers are coming out. Barely ought to be enough though. But it will be. It looks like it's going to be Nidam currently in P6 going to be leading out the cars for this. Smith starting a lap. Or on a lap. Starting a lap. What can Noah Smith do? As he comes up to turn 1 now, he's going to have a Myron Pill in front of him. Smith's rear flashing, so not on a push lap. Yeah, Smith definitely trying to burn fuel off. As meanwhile, it will be Nidam is the first car then on a lap. Anthony's not going for another lap. You are correct. And we know Smith has been well on pace with Anthony, so Smith can do an Anthony level time. It's going to be very close for both the Williams drivers here. I don't think Anthony's going to get out in time. Did the McLaren just give man a toe? Nidam though, purple sector 1, green sector 2. Nidam might be on for provisional pole. But no, it's only P5 for Nidam. The next car to watch will be Wesley Caspers, who is not actually on a lap. So it's going to be Smith. No, it's going to be Van Tende. No, Van Basten. There's too many vans. Too many vans. Too many vans. Starting his lap. Peter. Fox Johnson starting his lap. Is Peter going to do what I did? No, Peter makes it. Peter, so... Whew. Peter, 2 tenths up. Didn't even have a fastest final sector. Next up is going to be... not Anthony, it's going to be Smith. Smith only P7. Myron Pill puts it P5 provisionally. What can Van Dijk do? Van Dijk only P8. Schrainmakers goes ahead of him. Caspers, who has been given a massive slipstream by his teammate. Yellow sector 1, but purple sector 2. What can Caspers do? Caspers only got... Oh! 15 thousandths off! Peter bests Caspers. Anthony has invalidated, so it's going to be a fat child next. As Van Basten and Fox Johnson doesn't beat Caspers. Peter might be P1 here. I think so. Hans Peter puts it P1. So Caspers will be in a Mercedes sandwich. Anthony P4, Myron Pill P5. 15,000 separates the front two. Caspers will be really wishing he didn't get a yellow sector 1 now. That has cost him dearly. Why are we watching the fat child? But Peter, P1 in this first, in this qualifying session. I'm sorry, I'm knackered. I am having a nap after this race. There we have it though. Some guys using 3 sets of tyres. The front 3, the front 5 within 5 tenths. All it takes is one mistake in this race and you're going to be dropping down the order.
That's left to restart, right?
There isn't, there's no penalties.
The fat child of free place.
No, he served it in Kota.
Oh fuck, it's just not been updated, am I right?
Yeah, no one updates anything. What is that noise? Here we go, we're about to get underway. And they're off. Caspers versus Peter. Who's going to get the better drive? Fox Johnson gets a big amount of wheel spin. And Anthony is going to be ahead of him. Coming into turn one, Anthony with the inside. Caspers looking to make a dive up the inside of Peter. Oh, and there's a spin! Fox Johnson is spun! And there's wings flying everywhere. And Caspers now leads Peter P2, P3 for Nidam, Peel up into fourth. Who got the damage though? We're going to have a look through. I think it might be Anthony. No, it's going to be DeBeck. And an Alpine has damage as well. But Caspers leads Peter with Nidam. Now Caspers and Nidam form a Ferrari sandwich with a filling of Mercedes. Peel just behind Nidam with Smith up into P5, and Walensky has had a monster gain on that first lap. But Marco up 8. Trainmakers down 7. And we see Anthony, Van, London, Dab, all into the pits. Both Alpines are double stacking. The Alpines have double stacked. So Caspers leads almost the second lead over Peter and P2. P3 is Nidam, 4th. Hill, 5th, Smith, 6th, Florinsky, 7th, Marco, and 8th, Fox Johnson, all over the back of that Haas. But Caspers is pulling away. And Fox Johnson thinks about a move, but thinks better of it. Marco on the medium tyre as Fox Johnson tries to go up his inside. Slots him right behind as Caspers sets the fastest lap of this race, but Peter answers back. But Caspers looks like he's gone. Marco defending Fox Johnson here. He's tight stuff further forward. With a bit of a train forming. Peter will be looking to hold on to the back. Let's have a look. Marco pushing hard. I don't know how easy it is to get ERS back, but meanwhile Fox Johnson has got past Marco. Simon Van Dijk runs in P9 and Nick Mangano rounds out the points paying positions currently. But Caspers with a solid stable gap to Peter as Caspers sets the fastest lap once again. Hill staying in within DRS. Smith maybe dropping a little bit off the back so far. And I think there's a yellow flags for a Red Bull. It's DeBeck. DeBeck having a moment by the looks of it. As Van Basten flying on their mediums goes fastest in the Alpine. Nidam, who started 6th, up into 3rd now. will be looking to get past the Mercedes and get a 1-2 here for Ferrari. Very important for the constructors, as both teams battling out for that top step as well in the constructors. But we have a bit of a train currently. Does Peter get the DRS on Casper's? No, he does not. Casper's outside of 1 second. I think Noah, without DRS as well, might be under attack here from Florinsky. Fox Johnson right behind both of them. He wanted to make up after his poor turn 1. But Florinsky side by side with Smith. Unable to get past. Fox Johnson now hunting down the back of Florinsky. Florinsky gets a small snap. The three of them tightly packed. And Florinsky gets a monster drive with that DRS. Fox Johnson up the inside of Smith. And now he's looking to go around the outside of Florinsky, side by side. As Fox Johnson gets a 3-second time penalty for that. But we have the inside here, and Fox Johnson gets past Florinsky as well. Thrilling stuff. And Anthony, meanwhile, picks up a 3-second penalty. So the penalties are coming in already. Nick Mangano gets one. As well. And Leo Lund. So already the penalties are coming in thick and fast. And now Van Basten. Mexico. And the Becks retired. The Red Bull not having the performance he would have wanted. As meanwhile the front four are pulling away. Fox Johnson now in 5th. 6th place for Florinsky. 7th for Marco. Marco has got past Smith. Smith having a bit of a stinky lap. Smith will be wanting to get past Mangano. As I think Peters is holding steady with Casper's. Casper's not pulling out massive amounts. As there was another 3-second penalty for Florinsky this time. But Marlon Pill holding steady behind. Fox Johnson enters camera shot. Looking to catch back up to this leading 4. As he seems to have pulled away. Meanwhile, Marco has been charging back up the field once again. He's had a second life. Oh. But the front two, Nidam dropping a little bit off the back here of Peter, was unable to do anything, while Peter without the DRS, and Nidam dropping a little bit off the back now of Peter. Peter might be looking for another offensive on Casper's, and Pill might be smelling blood in the water here. Lund's out. Lund is out. What has he done? How's he done that? How has my man done that? Of all the places to crash, there. How? How has he done that? Back to this battle, because the battle currently is for P3. Because Myron Pill is gaining on Nidam. Nidam's rear is flashing as well. Pill might be able to sense a move here as he's gaining on Nidam. Still gaining. Side by side into turn 1. Oh, and there's a little bit of contact there. Somehow Nidam doesn't spin. And Pill returns back to behind Nidam. Have to wait for the straight again, possibly. As meanwhile, Smith is in a bit of a McLaren sandwich here. As Florinsky and Van Dijk are all around him, smothering him for space. As what happened to Marco Mangano? Marco's dropped outside of the points. He's currently battling his brother. Let's go. He had a spinner. Fox Johnson catching up to the back of the battling Ferrari and Aston Martin. As Florinsky runs a bit deep. Mangano is indeed catching Mangano. As Van and Van currently running last of the drivers that are still on racing. It's a bit hard to tell if... Oh! Smith pulls out to the side by side here with Florinsky. And Smith gets back through before the first corner. The Williams driver up into P6. Meanwhile, Myron Pill really putting the pressure on Nidam here. What can he do? And Peter still holding steady with Casper. And yes, Mangano has passed Mangano. That is for position on track. But will Mangano be able to answer back? As Fox Johnson has caught up to this pair. Pill not gaining as much now. Fox Johnson's rear not flashing. And we're going to turn our attention for the final points paying position currently. Because it's Mangano versus Mangano. Mangano is on the Optimum tyre, whereas Mangano has opted to start medium. And Mangano picks up a 3-second time penalty. That's going to be critical. Trainmakers catching up to the back of the pair of McLarens. As Peter being dropped off a little bit off the back, but this, we want to watch this battle of Mangano versus Mangano. We're going to ride on board here with Mangano as he tails Mangano. Because Mangano's rear is flashing. As Mangano goes deep there on exit. That will cost him a little bit of time, and Mangano reeling him in now. The worst part is I think they use the same helmet as well. No DRS though for Mangano, and in pursuit of Mangano. Oh no, there is, ignore me. And he is gaining slightly, but not enough. If you turn attention back to P3, because Myron Pill is all over the back of Nidam. Maybe sensing a bit of urgency with Fox Johnson coming back into picture. Oh boy. I am tired. Pill though, a little bit closer than normal, and with Fox Johnson entering shot. Mangano's had a spin. Still, Pill not able to get the move done. Meanwhile, it's Van Dijk has got back past. And that Smith side by side. And Smith gets back past. It's Van Dijk who's got past Florinsky. Florinsky has dropped 2 places. And meanwhile, Mangano and Mangano are battling it out. Oh, Mangano spins! Mangano spins and through goes Mangano. The battle to watch now really is this battle for P3. We're going to watch it from the Fat Child's perspective because he is gaining. He might be within DRS now. He is indeed. He's going to be watching these two. As Van Basten picks up another 3 seconds, up to 9 already. And I think Mangano's into the pits. As Hill all over the rear here of Nidam. Fox Johnson not far behind at all. The battle for P3 is between 3 cars. And the 3 of them mightily close. Meanwhile, Van Dijk has got back past Smith. And here we go. The choo-choo train begins. Pill getting defensive. Fox Johnson, rear now flashing, has been deploying heavily. He's past 1. Looks for a move up the inside of the second into turn 1. Fox Johnson gets past 2 cars in 1 straight. Definitely with a little bit of extra added downforce was able to get the extra speed. And now Myron Pill looking for a bit of a move on Nidam side by side. 4P4, Myron Pill and Nidam still side by side. Still side by side. Still side by side. Oh, and they've both gone deep on the S's. And they're bumping and banging. This is going to free up Fox Johnson. And there's almost certainly going to be a ticket on this. And Nidam lets him through. That was very interesting. Neither wanting to give the other space. As meanwhile the battle for P6 is heating up now. As it will be Van Dijk leading Smith with Felinski just behind. Oh boy. The Williams will be looking for a great salvage run here from Smith, with Anthony getting involved in a lap 1, turn 1 drama. I heard they need to load up on guns and bring some friends. As Smith still very, very close. And Smith, where did Smith go? Smith has had a spin. Smith just disappeared out of camera. If I'm honest, Monk, today has been the longest day ever. I've been in work since 7 AM. I've been awake since 4 AM. I've been in work earlier. We had a new system installed today and I am shattered. And I'm in charge of my department not messing up the system. So I'm currently like a zombie. Trainmakers slowly pulling in the McLarens. There is hope for the for Trainmakers to score a solid 6th place as he gains on the McLarens. I am very tired today. As Marco picks up another 3-second time penalty, amassing a total of 6. Meanwhile, Marco has also got 6 seconds of time penalties. Oh. Smith indeed going for a mad undercut. I don't know how his tyres won't be enjoying it at the end. That's for sure. As meanwhile the front three still on. Talking of undercuts, Fat Johnson is coming into the pits now. Doesn't speed into the pits. And Strainmaker's looking to undercut the McLarens as well. The McLarens currently at risk of an undercut because this is they're double stacking. They're in double stack territory. My mum is so fat that she resembles the fat child that is currently on the screen in Alex Fox-Johnson. Casper's with a solid gap now to Peter. Seemingly getting a little bit extra out of the tyres. And now, diving into the pits is Casper. And Peter follows suit. Will Peel come in? Peel's into the pits, and Nidam forced to stay out for an extra lap. Can't afford to double stack. And the McLarens, it will be Van Dijk, who pits to cover off Smith and Schrainmakers. And Schrainmakers picks up a 3-second time penalty meanwhile. Schrainmakers running P11 is stuck behind an Alpine. It's the Alpine of Van. Van Basten. Van Zende running in P14. So Nidam now leads Frelinsky P2 and Caspers is behind him. And Van Basten, I don't know how he's managed 9. But he has. Under a little bit of pressure here. I've hit the weather and tyre graphic. Into the pits he comes now. Caspers leads the race once again. No, Nidam stayed out. Fox Johnson, meanwhile, sets the fastest lap. Approaching the rear of his teammate as well. And Mangano is into the pits. Will he come out ahead of Mangano? And Florinsky very close to being caught there by Schrainmakers. Van Zende picks up a 3-second time penalty. So that won't do good for him. Myron Peel a little bit behind now. Currently running P5. Nidam's really going to have to extend his tyres. I don't know what strategy he's on now. He's caught in a trap. And he can't hold back. Oh, I feel it, baby. And Sven Nidam remains out still. Casper's P2. P3 for Peter with Fox Johnson gaining on him. But Caspers sets the fastest lap. Fox Johnson, will he be making a move on his teammate? They go side by side, but he doesn't even fight him. Van is Van Basten and Van is Van Ende. But there's also a van for Van Dijk. Van Dijk currently the fastest of the vans. You'd assume he has children in the back of his van the way he's driving. As Schrainmakers, meanwhile, really starting to put the pressure here on Florensky. Very true, very true. I mean, technically there are 3 vans in one team because you're in tier 2. As Mangano picks up another 3-second time penalty. Mangano has managed to get 9. Well, meanwhile, Mangano has only got 6. Schrainmakers, though, looking to gain on Florensky. Florensky looks to get defensive. Myron Peel picks up a 3-second time penalty, meanwhile. And Shrainmakers looks for the inside. Florensky defends it. But Shrainmakers with a much better drive out the exit there with the DRS. And Florensky ducks back in behind for the toe. But Shrainmakers busts a move and gets ahead. Further back, Smith is catching these pair as there's a spun car and it's Mangano has spun. Mangano has spun. Mangano goes back ahead. Nidam still out on them hard tyres. His tyres must be screaming. 60% rears. Getting close to puncher territory. As Peter sets the fastest lap. Oh, that was a big yawn, sorry. Oh, Mangano's retired! Mangano's retired in the pits. So, the battle of Manganos. Mangano has won. As Shrainmakers is currently trying to beat off the McLaren of Florensky. And get a big enough gap so he's safe. Please don't do that. And now, Nidam pits. As now it's going to be Peter back past on Fox Johnson. And Marco's zombie car comes back onto the track. Probably puts a banging block on his driver. As Van Dijk gets a little bit wobbly there. And Florensky looking for a big toe. Not able to get past though. So the current battle on track is probably either this one or the battle for P2. Are they gaining on Caspers is the thing. As Mangano picks up a time penalty. Yeah, I don't know how I pulled Sven out of my... Yeah, I don't know how I've managed that. I'll get it fixed soon. If someone reminds me. After I've had my nap. Meanwhile, the Mercedes... I can't tell if the Mercedes are gaining on Caspers or not. I can't tell if they're working together or what is going on. Meanwhile, Shrainmakers will be hoping he can catch up to Simon Van Dijk. Let's have a look who our big gainers are. And our biggest gainer is Nick Mangano, up 6 places. The biggest loser though is the Alpine of Van Basten, who is down 7. No, Anthony's down 7. Ignore me. Anthony down 7. Rico Van Basten down 5. As Fox Johnson has gone back past Peter. Oh, I've still got interviews to do. I'm going to be shattered. Does one of the other FIA want to do the info? Can one of the other FIA do the interviews? I'm shattered. Wing. A lot of people pitted for wings, and it doesn't help that both the Alpines double stacked. Oh, meanwhile, Florensky's got packed past Trainmakers. I beg someone do him. I'm shattered. I want a nap. As meanwhile, Peel running in P4. Neither must be hoping that his super fresh tyres can really pay off. As Schrademakers is seemingly struggling a little bit here. He's dropping off the pace. Has he got wing damage? Doesn't look like it. So unless he's got floor damage, he's starting to fall back. And Smith is slowly reeling him in. Also though, Mangano might be under threat here from Anthony. He's definitely under threat here. Because he's being caught by Anthony. Anthony's within his penalty range. As meanwhile, I think the Mercedes is catching. Florensky's found a fucking blast of speed because he's caught right back up to his teammate. Monk, I'm shattered, lad, okay? I'm sorry. I'm sorry, I am tired. I can't tell if the Mercedes are catching Caspers or not. I think the gap's coming down. It must be coming down. Meanwhile, Mangano going to be feeling the pressure. Van Dijk and Florensky need to work together here if they want to beat off Schrademakers. And Smith, without a penalty, is actually catching all three. No, very true. I'm wondering if it's overturnable because it was gained when him and someone went side by side through sector 2, and no one seems to be able to give space side by side in sector 2. Thankfully, not too many people have been going for moves in sector 2. The gap definitely coming down though. I'm not on drugs. Oh! Mangano's had a spin! It doesn't look like damage for Mangano, but Mangano has had a spin. Anthony up into P10 on the track, into the points, and Mangano dives into the pits. So now we're going to pay attention to the battle for... He's gone for softs. Florensky does have big pens. Will they do the switcheroo and let get Van Dijk to hold up Schrademakers? Will there be team orders in play? Nick Mangano looking to steal fastest lap away from Peter in the Mercedes. The McLarens, meanwhile, look like they're about to get into a bit of fisticuffs. And Surinsky pulls out very early. And Caspers, I think, might be getting DRS from Nick Mangano. Nick lets him through, though. I think that was before the DRS line. That was a bit cheeky. Wants DRS for himself so he can set fastest lap. Nick's flap's open. Oh no. Name a more iconic duo of AlphaTauri making sends on the race leader. Nick's fastest lap hopes rest on getting past the Ferrari. I got PTSD of turn 1. I thought that was going to be a turn 11 moment. The gap, though, between Caspers and the Mercedes is coming down, but I don't think it's coming down enough. As Nick holding on to the back here of Casper. Oh, Nick's making a move on the race leader. Nick Mangano unlaps himself. And gets himself ahead of Caspers. And then he runs deep and Caspers comes back through. Sverdik did one race in Amethyst and murdered arguably the person who was actually going to win the Drivers' Championship. As Van Basten is now on 12 seconds of penalties. And meanwhile, I think the Mercedes are catching slightly. As Van Dijk still defending off his teammate. What are bros cooking? As Fox Johnson will be getting a brilliant view of what is going on up ahead by Nick Mangano. And we'll be looking to gain. And you can see Caspers to think what could have happened if he didn't absolutely spin himself off in that one. But meanwhile, as we're rounding our way halfway through this lap, there's only 2 laps to go after this.